What's good, everybody? It's Playmaker here, and today we are doing our very first team builder. Woohoo! Yep, because that's right, it is playoff time for the TBL, and we have a great team building episode for you. To the right, you'll see the team that my opponent, Midnight Wolf, will be bringing. Well, he could bring any 6 of those, actually, but I actually think he's going to bring the Tapu Koko, the Como, the Donphan, the Porygon 2, the Arcanine, and the Mega Scizor, just like he always brings. But I'm also preparing for any other shenanigans that he might end up bringing. So, to the left now, we have our starter Heatran. Heatran will be carrying the Firium Z, and it'll be carrying Stealth Rock, Magma Storm, Toxic, and Earth Power. So the Firium Z is to make sure Magma Storm is 1, more powerful, and 2, will connect. So in the event he leads Donphan, I will just click Firium Z, Magma Storm, and that will be the Inferno Overdrive, and it should knock him down to 1 HP. And yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to hit something really hard. I'm going to predict that he'll go for a Stealth Rock in that case, just because he would not have any other opportunity to set up the Stealth Rock, and he would think that I would try to preserve Heatran. But at the same time, he could very well click Earthquake, just because nothing on my team except Gligar would be able to take an Earthquake. And so yeah, that could very well be his play, but at the same time, if we just do our damage, then we can just get rid of one of the bigger threats on his team, which is that Donphan. And by doing so, that would leave him only with the Mega Scizor and Arcanine as the physical attackers. But Arcanine could also very well be a special set this time around, but I don't think he's going to bring a special Arcanine, because the set he brought against me last time was fairly effective, plus he would want that recovery and that mode of defense just to sort of shut down the Mega Mawile that we most likely will be bringing, because I've brought it every single week. So yeah, there you go. So anyways, Heatran just going to be doing some damage. So as for the EVs, these EVs are to outspeed a modest, non-choice scarfed Como. That's essentially what I'm getting at. But this also outspeeds the Arcanine, and yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying it will outspeed the bold max HP, max defense Arcanine, I should say, not Arcanine in a timid foot race or whatever jolly, I don't even know anymore. So yeah, so these are the EVs for that. And yeah, Toxic is really important too, just because he just, everything except Mega Scizor and Toxapex would be vulnerable to Toxic, and getting a Toxic on that Porygon 2 would be very nice for our team. So next team member is the Gligar. So classic Eviolite. This time we are bringing the Earthquake, Toxic, Defog, and Roost on this thing. And I am kind of juggling between Immunity and what's the other one? Hypercutter as the abilities to run on this thing. I'm going to just go with Immunity just in case he wants to bring Toxapex and try to do some fancy Toxic work. But at the same time, I might actually just go with Hypercutter, because we do have the Heal Bell on the Ninetales, and that would just work out really well. We would be putting a lot of pressure on Ninetales to be alive, but hopefully that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So we might actually just go with Hypercutter. But in any case, we have the 244 HP, 4 attack, 4 defense, 172 special defense, and 84 speed with a careful nature. So this is actually so we can tank any special hits. He's been running Como-O specially. Porygon 2 is always a special attacker. Toxapex, like, I think 90% or even 100% of the time is a run specially. And so, yeah, so we can take hits on the special side. Miss Magus is also a big special attacker as well. We can eat up HP Ices from the Tapu Koko, so no need to worry about that. Thank goodness. And the 84 speed investment is to outspeed a non-speed invested Arcanine. So, yeah, that it actually went well last game, but we actually lost our last match against Midnight Wolf because I did not have Toxic on the Gligar. Had I had Toxic on this thing, we would have won, but I did not bring that. And I actually kind of got his confidence up, unfortunately, because of that. And yeah, so that's fine. That's fine. He can have as much confidence as he wants, but he will not win in the end. Hopefully, unless I make like some huge, crazy, bad misplay. Plan's foolproof. So, anyways, next we have the Alolan Ninetales. So we'll be rocking the Light Clay. Oh, that's not supposed to be Snow Cloak. That's supposed to be Snow Warning. There we go. And we'll just put Hyper Cutter on here, just for reference. Anyways, Snow Warning. Freeze Dry, Moonblast, Heal Bell, Aurora Veil. And that is going to have the Light Clay. And back to the EV spread, 244 HP, 36 special defense, and 228 speed. And we're running a timid nature. And this EV spread is so we can outspeed the Miss Magus and take any special hits that the any of the other special attackers want to throw at us. Yeah, so actually the 36 EVs are really nice because they are the difference between being able to take a Flash Cannon from a Como-O and not being able to take a Flash Cannon from the Como. So that's nice. Yeah. And so we're going to go on ahead because there's not really much to explain with the Alolan Ninetales. Moonblast is basically for the Como, since that's the only thing it really hits super effectively. And the Freeze Dry is for the Toxapex and the Donphan, essentially, yeah. And Meganium as well. You know, he's never really brought Meganium, I don't think. So it's all good. Whatevs. All right. Now, for one of the MVPs of the match that we're going to have is going to be Reuniclus Experiment 628. All right. So this guy is our win condition, essentially. Because if we get rid of the Mega Scizor, we win. We sweep. He can't stop us. I mean, he could like run Haze on to Toxapex, and that would just be really annoying. But Toxapex would eventually go down to my spread, you know. And he's actually been running Porygon 2 as a whatchamacallit, especially defensive Porygon 2. So we'll be hitting him on the physically defensive side by running Side Shock, and Magic Guard is one of the best abilities in the game. I was even thinking of running Life Orb on Reuniclus, but leftovers keep the sting alive, my man. That's what I'm saying. Get the Veil up, set up. That is the plan. Calm Mind, Side Shock, Shadow Ball, Recover. Shadow Ball's especially good against the Miss Magus. It won't hit the Como-O, but yeah, or the Porygon 2 for that matter. But we got Side Shock for those guys. So No worries there. Anyways, 252 HP, 212 defense, 44 special attack. Pretty much the standard Smogon set. So that's good. And our, I guess, cheekier set is going to be our substitute Greninja, Life Orb, Protean. So, you know, it's going to be modest. And this EV spread, the 12 HP, 252 special attack, 122, oh, sorry, the 244 speed is to outspeed a timid Mismagius, barring Choice Scarf, of course. But he always loves to run Specs Mismagius just from the battles I've seen him play. And yeah, so hopefully that Mismagius isn't too much of an issue. So, but we have a good set here. And hopefully Greninja can come through. He thinks that I'll be bringing HP Fire again on the Greninja, especially if I just send it out on a Mega Scizor just blindly. And that's a perfect opportunity to set up a substitute. And I think we can even set up a substitute if we just bring it out against the Mismagius just willy-nilly without any hesitation. Also, the Donphan, we could set up the substitute on that. The Ice Shard would not break the sub either. Well, I think it's like a roll, but he could have to get like a max roll to break the sub. So if he just tries any of that Ice Shard business, bam, substitute. Let's get it. And it's also possible that if his Donphan's about to die, like if we get it down to 1 HP with the Heatran, he might just go for an Ice Shard just to get any damage off, and then that's when we set up a sub, and then we Water Shuriken, and we have a free sub up against anything that wants to come in, and yeah, that will just take care of that. And next, we have our final team member, Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile is going to be huge power, of course. Swords Dance, Play Rough, Fire Fang, Sucker Punch. So 28 HP, 252 attack, 228 speed, just to make sure we outspeed. I think the Donphan we were trying to outspeed, as well as the Mega Scizor, of course. Adamant Nature. And yeah, so Fire Fang for the Mega Scizor, Play Rough for the Kommo-o, and just to hit some other stuff neutrally. Play Rough actually OHKOs the Tapu Koko just without even a substitute, or sorry, without a Swords Dance. And Sucker Punch is just to get an attack off when we need it. It's not very effective against the Koko or the Kommo-o or anything else that ends in O. Yeah, and yeah, that Arcanine will actually be the thing that he wants to send out against the Mega Mawile. So I'm ready for that. I might switch in as soon as I send out a Mega Mawile out against, let's say, a Mega Scizor. I'll just double switch out into the Heatran, and that should be that. And he should just be switching out into his Arcanine. If it's special Arcanine, then our Gligar will be well suited to handle it. Our Heatran is also would be good to just set up rocks against that Arcanine, because especially if he brings the same Arcanine set as last time. He only had E-Speed and Flare Blitz on that Arcanine, and as that, yeah, it just would basically get walled by the Heatran. And I'm actually reaching that 15-minute marker real quick, and we actually just went through all of our spreads. So with that being said, I am going to head out. Thank you guys for watching. It's been great. It was a fun team builder. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Pieces.